First up, let's talk about the 1995 Washington quarter with AP mint mark. You might think, okay, that's just a regular quarter. But hold on, because there's a rare version of this coin that can be worth up to $4,500. Yeah, you heard me right, $4,500 for a quarter. Now, you're probably wondering, what makes this coin so valuable? It's all about a combination of factors. First, let's talk about how the coin was made. The 1995 P quarter, in certain high grades, is actually considered a low mintage coin. But here's the catch, it's not just the mintage that makes it special. The real value comes from its quality. These quarters, in their higher grades, have sharp, detailed features that make them stand out. But it gets even better. When a coin like this is graded as proof-like or nearly perfect, think of it as being in mint condition, that's when the value can really skyrocket. Condition is absolutely everything when it comes to rare coins. So, even though this quarter was produced in relatively large numbers, if it's in pristine condition, collectors are willing to shell out top dollar for it. It's all about the grade here. The higher the grade, the more a coin can be worth. You may have heard the term proof-like before. It refers to coins that are specially struck to have a shiny, almost mirror-like finish. Now, not every 1995 P quarter is going to fetch thousands, of course. But if you happen to find one that's graded really high, say, MS67 or higher, you could be in for a big payday. Why is this so significant? Well, the way a coin is struck plays a huge role in its final look. Coins that have been struck more than once or with more precision tend to have better detail. And if that 1995 P quarter comes out looking near perfect, it's going to be highly sought after by collectors. In fact, some of these coins have reached prices that will make your jaw drop. And here's something that might surprise you. Even though the 1995 quarter was minted in large quantities, it's the scarcity of well-preserved coins that drives their value up. Think about it, over time, most of these quarters ended up being worn down through circulation. So, if you come across one that's stayed in great condition, you've got yourself a rare find. Next, we're heading to 1969, a year that, for coin collectors, is a total game changer. The 1969 Washington quarter without a mint mark, graded as MS67+, recently fetched a whopping $3,290 at Heritage Auctions. Now, you might be thinking, what's so special about this coin? Well, let's break it down. First off, most 1969 Washington quarters, especially those produced at the Philadelphia Mint, don't have a mint mark at all. These coins were struck in huge quantities, and for the most part, they're worth only their face value, just 25 cents. But here's where it gets interesting. Despite being produced in high numbers, there's a rare variety that can make collectors' jaws drop, and that's when you find one that's in pristine, mint state 67+ condition. That's right. In the world of coins, mint state 67+ is a serious grade. It means the coin looks almost flawless, with just the tiniest of imperfections that you'd need a magnifying glass to spot. Coins with this grade are exceptionally rare, especially when it comes to older quarters like the 1969. And because of its condition, the 1969 no-mint mark quarter can command insane prices on the market, prices that make it worth a lot more than just a quarter. So why does this particular quarter stand out? Well, it comes down to the quality. Even though these coins were struck in large numbers, many of them became worn down over time due to circulation. So when a coin like the 1969 quarter is in top-notch condition, it becomes extremely desirable to collectors who are looking for those rare, high-quality finds. And that's what makes it a treasure. And let me tell you, MS67+ isn't a grade that's easily achieved. It means that coin has been well preserved, showing no significant wear, only the faintest imperfections that are basically invisible to the naked eye. It's like finding a vintage car in perfect condition, something rare and beautiful that collectors are willing to pay a premium for. So, if you happen to come across a 1969 quarter in pristine condition, it might just be time to get it appraised. The coin market is all about condition and rarity, and a nearly perfect 1969 Washington quarter could be worth way more than you think. I'm talking about a coin that could potentially bring in thousands of dollars, just like the $3,290 that one fetched at Heritage Auctions. And don't be fooled by the fact that it doesn't have a mint mark, it's the condition of this quarter that makes it so special. So, next time you're going through your change, take a closer look at your 1969 quarters. You never know, you might just have a gold mine sitting in your pocket. Now, let's talk about the 1978 D Washington quarter with the D mint mark. Now, if you're familiar with U.S. coinage, you probably know that the Washington quarter is a staple in American currency. But what makes the 1978 D version so special, especially in its MS-68 grade, is that this quarter is one of the most valuable quarters ever minted. In fact, in 2021, a pristine MS-68 grade 1978 D quarter sold for a staggering $32,400. Yes, you heard that right, $32,400 for a coin from 1978. So, what makes this coin so valuable? Well, it comes down to two things, condition and rarity. In the world of coin collecting, coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. A coin graded as MS-68 is considered to be in near-perfect condition. We're talking about a coin with almost no wear, no scratches, and certainly no imperfections. This kind of condition is what collectors dream of when they think of the perfect coin. Now, let's talk a bit about why this particular quarter is so rare. While millions of 1978 Washington quarters were minted, very few of them managed to survive in the kind of pristine condition needed to achieve an MS-68 grade. The design of the coin features George Washington, the first President of the United States, on the front, and a majestic eagle on the back. However, it's the mint mark that makes this quarter stand out. The D on the coin indicates that it was struck at the Denver Mint, and that's the key factor in its rarity. During the late 1970s, the U.S. Mint produced a huge number of quarters to keep up with demand, and most of these coins were heavily circulated. That means, over time, they got worn down, scratched, or otherwise damaged. The reality is, most 1978 D quarters you find today are far from perfect. But every once in a while, a coin like this one comes along, one that has somehow escaped the usual wear and tear and remains nearly flawless. And that's where the value lies. A coin like this one, struck with perfect detail, with no marks, scratches, or signs of handling, represents the very best that the minting process has to offer. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins in such immaculate condition because they are the closest thing we have to what the coin looked like when it was first struck. It's a piece of history preserved in time. Now, don't be fooled. While the 1978 D quarter in average condition is pretty easy to find and relatively inexpensive, the ones in MS-68 grade are a different story. Only a tiny fraction of these coins made it to such pristine condition, and that's why they're so sought after by collectors. They're rare, they're beautiful, and they are a prime example of what makes coin collecting so exciting. So, if you're out there hunting for quarters and come across a 1978 D, take a moment to examine it carefully. You just might have a treasure on your hands, one that could be worth far more than you'd expect. And remember, in the world of coin collecting, it's not just about how old a coin is or how many were made, it's about how well it survived over time. And this 1978 D quarter is one that truly stands the test of time.